capacity. And the gist of capacity, people, is capacity is really kind of the same as volume, kind of. I mean, it really is the same as volume, but the problem with volume, things that we find volume in, is that volume is measured in cubes. And it's really hard. Capacity deals with liquid, generally speaking, and it's really hard to make liquid into cubes because it's kind of runny and it doesn't really stay in its cubical form. So we've come up with capacity, and again, we've got our U.S. customary system. And you'll see, if I spelled it right, customary. And we've got the metric system, and I will tell you once again, the metric system is by all means way easier than this. And you'll look over there, Mr. Gallon is over there, he's there to help you. You know, in our customary system, usually we talk about the biggest thing we have is this guy, a gallon. And 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. And 1 quart equals 2 pints. And 1 pint equals 2 cups. And so on and so on. I don't know if we get any find those cups. Yeah. 1 cup equals 8 ounces. And that's, at least whoever did this decided to use nice round numbers rather than doing 5,280 or 3 feet in a yard or 12 inches. At least it's multiples of 2 usually, and it's not so bad. But you know, it's not as easy as the metric system where, you know, they will only have 2. You've got your common one, which is a liter. And the other thing you have is a milliliter, where 1,000 milliliters equals 1 liter. And that's all you have to deal with in the metric system. When you go over to other countries, you'll see that gas is very much on the sign cheaper than it is in the United States because they sell their gas in liters, and a liter is what we kind of compare to our quart. I don't know, I think a liter is a little bigger than a quart or a little smaller than a quart. I can't remember. Let me see if it says in here. What does it say? So when you go over there, you'll be like, oh, gas is only like $2 or $1.50, but it takes 4 of them to make a gallon, so it's really like $6 or $7 because it's actually more expensive over in most countries than it is here, only because of whatever it is. So you have to be able to switch things, and that's, like I said, why Mr. Gallon. Here's something that you can do in your notes. Let's draw this out here. All right. You can kind of make your own little Mr. Gallon if you just do this. Make a pretty decent sized rectangle. Okay. And this is a gallon. Actually, the thing looks a little like a gallon. You just erase a little bit here. There's your big letter G. And then inside your gallon, you have 4 quarts. There's your 4 quarts. And then inside each quart is 2 great big pints. And then inside each pint is 2 cups. So you have a cup and a cup and a cup and a cup. Cup. We won't do ounces because that's going to go small. And the nice thing about having that is, if I asked you how many cups were in half of a gallon, you can just take a look at your half gallon there and count how many cups that is. 2, 4, 6, 8 cups and a half of a gallon. Or how many pints? How many pints are in a half of a gallon? Here's a half of a gallon here. How many pints is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, how many pints or how many cups are in a quarter of a gallon? Well, if you cut your gallon into quarters, how many cups is that? 4 cups, 2 pints, 1 quart, and you can kind of see it more than be able to have to figure that out there. What else? What things do we measure in liters? Usually when you go to the store, what kind of things are in liters? Well, you've got pop. The pop usually is in a 2-liter bottle. Those are those big ones. You don't see 1-liter bottles very much. I would say the pop bottles are actually what? They're like 20 ounces, but what are they actually? I believe they're a half a liter. I think your pop bottle is 1/2 of a liter. Like that. How much is 1 milliliter? I can tell you exactly what 1 milliliter is, and this is why the metric system is good too. Here is 1 milliliter. 1 milliliter is the amount of liquid it takes to fill in 1 cubic centimeter. So that right there, it's probably a couple drops or what it would be. Okay, and the reason you know that is when you go to the hospital, or if you go to the hospital, you've been to the hospital and they have to give you an IV, the doctor usually says we'll give them so many, 1,000 or 500 what? Do you know what measurement they usually use when you go to a hospital?
Liter.
No, they don't use liters or milliliters. Believe it or not, huh? They give them 500 cc's of fluid, and those cc stands for cubic centimeters. It would be the same thing as 500 milliliters, but in the hospital or in those medical worlds, they usually go by cc's, how many cc's or whatever. Next time you watch a medical show and the guys give them, they'll say, "Gosh, you can put them in there with 300 cc's of what." And that's what this is. This is a cubic centimeter, which is the exact same thing as a milliliter. Okay. So in a 2-liter bottle, how many of these little squares would you fit? 2,000 of them, little cubic, which doesn't. We just don't. Yeah, but that's what it would be. You know, how many would be in a gallon? A gallon would have almost 4,000 of these if you actually think of how small that is.
What about a can?
What's that?
Like a can. A can pop.
A can of pop is 12 ounces. Do I have a can here? This might be 12 ounces here. No, this is probably 8 ounces. Let me see what this is. Oh, this is 14 ounces, which is 414 milliliters. So 12 ounces is probably, well, there's probably some conversions thing. 16 ounce bottle is how many milliliters? This would be a half a milliliter. Actually, this I think is 16.9. 16.9 ounces is 500 milliliters. What would you say, a can of pop? Well, a cup would be 250, so about 360 maybe. Oh, hey. Perfect. Perfect. Enough of that. And yours